Hey, I'm Daniel Binns. I'm from Jamaica, Montego Bay, Jamaica, but I went to school in St. Elizabeth, pretty far away. My sport is track and field. I do the 400 meter and 200 meter. Also throw down on the 4x4. Wish I could run the 100. My field of study is chemistry, and I've been delivered. Track and field is a thing that all runners above 200 meters would know. And if you train, you would know this too. It's called lactic acid. And chemistry explains that well. Biology explains it too. It's pretty much when you run at a fast pace, your body can't use its primary respiratory system. So it uses a secondary one, and that builds up lactic acid, and that makes your muscles cramp up. This is just putting it simply, and chemistry can explain that. And lactic acid has like two different forms. If you did chemistry, you know about enantiomers, which is like they're the same thing like your left hand and right hand, but they're also not, because your left hand is not superimposable on your right hand. So they're just like mirror images of the other. So lactic acid is in milk, and then you have lactic acid in your body, which is two different things, but they're almost like they have the same components. So this one would have to be about like actual physics, even though I'm a chemistry major. It's about time travel. Now, we've seen pop culture time travel concepts where you go in a time machine and you push some buttons and you travel back to the time. But after discussing this one time with someone, I've developed my own theory on it. And I've seen videos, haven't done extensive research. But if you've tried to talk to any physicists, at least the big ones on YouTube, time is not actually a place you can go back to, because time is just how humans perceive changing events. 2 seconds ago was just how I perceived events change 2 seconds ago, how things change within my perception of things going from one state to another. So time isn't an actual place you can go back to. It's just how you are perceiving something changing. So if you really wanted to go back in time, you would have to put everything else but yourself back to the way it was an hour ago, or sometime in the past ago. So you're not really going back in time. If I put everything back on Earth to the exact way it was 10 minutes ago but myself, then I would have theoretically time traveled. And that's the only way you can time travel, because you can't go back to something that doesn't exist, but you can put everything else back to a place it was 10 minutes ago, and then you would have time traveled. But then again, Mars would not have changed time. The stars that died would have still died. So if you really wanted to time travel to the fullest extent, you'd have to do that to the entire universe, and then that would take more energy than it is in the universe, because you'd have to push everything back, and then you would have to know all the positions of all the atoms to do that in the first place. So is time travel possible? Yeah, on a small scale you could time travel on Earth, but you would also have to know the position of every atom on Earth, the velocity, the charges, everything, and then put it back to where it was to the time you wanted to be. Yeah, that's just my own concept that I try to explain. I would go with a Nobel Prize winning chemist. Reason being, I think I'd have more of an impact on the world than a sports superstar. Not saying sports superstars aren't impactful. They're more something you want to emulate, something you want to be, a dream. I want to be LeBron James. But they haven't really changed the world to where 5 generations from now, people are going to remember, oh, they did this. Isaac Newton, he died way back when. People coined him as the father of calculus, created the color wheel. He has done many things. I'd rather be a Nobel Prize winning chemist. And I think if I was, I'd probably develop nuclear fusion energy in a controlled manner where we can continue siphoning energy. And you're like, nuclear fusion, haven't we achieved that? Yeah, we have achieved nuclear fusion, but that's only in a bomb. We haven't like made nuclear fusion power plants. If we did, we'd basically make a sun. And then you can follow a lot of pop culture use nuclear fusion energy, like Iron Man. He uses that in some of his suits, I believe. So yeah, it's a lot of energy and it's very controlled. It's like pretty much the sun. Instead of a bomb, it would just be the sun controlled, and you could siphon as much power as you needed. You could use that to power the entire world for millennia. So that, if I was a Nobel Prize winning chemist, hopefully I've achieved that, but obviously it's easier said than done. The sun is not something that can be made easily. You need a high amount of gravity. It's like two forces competing against each other. The explosion of the sun is like an explosion, and then gravity is keeping that explosion contained, and then you get nuclear fusion energy. But we don't have anything that can keep an explosion that size contained. I've always wanted to try boxing, but I wouldn't do it professionally because I don't want to get knocked out and get a concussion. And I'm not confusing boxing with like wrestling or MMA, because yeah, I've seen people with some very hard injuries. But just boxing, I think I'd maybe take that up in like after I leave school, maybe in my 30s. Just go to a boxing gym, just do spars, nothing too serious. Yeah, I'm not trying to get like knocked out and have brain concussions. Only other sport apart from boxing that I would find interesting is soccer, but I've actually tried that sport before. I mean, I have the raw like speed and stamina for it, but what I don't have is like skill, ball control. Like I can kick it, but can I control it? Like let it stick on my foot, do all them skills? Yeah, I can't do that much, but I'm very fast and I can kick it and just stop it and watch you run. Well, right now, how I deal with pressure from like any tough problem or when I reach a question that I'm stuck at, I usually take a break from it. I tend to like to get my stuff done pretty fast, and since the only chemistry course I'm taking right now is analytical chemistry, and there's no due date on the assignments apart from the end of the semester, so I just got a head start on a lot of them. But when I reach a question I'm stuck at, I just do every other question in the homework, leave that one, take a break, go eat some candy. Like candy is my stress reliever pretty much. Like I just eat some candy and I'm like, yeah, I'm calm now. And then I try it again. I try Googling it, try looking at it at YouTube, try asking ChatGPT. Usually it doesn't give me an answer, but it at least will tell me like a formula that I might use a textbook, ask a teacher, pretty much any method to try and get the question solved. I usually do get them solved, even when I think I would never be able to solve the question. Like it just seems so hard. I usually do get them solved, just sometimes it takes me like days. Like I'm on 5 days on one question worth like 10% of one homework, which is worth like 20% of my grade, just because I need to get the 100% on the homework or I can't feel satisfied. No, I do not think I'll still be playing sports when I'm 50. When I'm 50, hopefully I can eat. I want to be like live the life of a big back without actually getting a big back. But if I'm 50 and I'm big back, nobody can stop me. Like, bruh, I don't need to stay in tip-top human shape when I'm just 50. Like, let me enjoy life and eat all the McDonald's I want, eat all the Happy Meals. Like, I gotta enjoy life. So if my metabolism slows down and I wanna eat food, I hope my kids and my grandkids let me just be fat. Like, I'm gonna die in probably 30 years after that. Like, what motivates me is pretty much like my parents and my family. A lot of people don't hear me talk much about my family and my parents, but just from my life, they have never like really pressured me or like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to go overseas, and they haven't done that. But I just want to make them proud, and I just want to be like someone they can say in the family, oh, he made it. Like, look at your cousin, look at your brother. Like, he went here, he did this. Like, just being overseas and being in college already, like, makes me above the bar. But I want to go even further. I want to be the person, like the son that they brag about to their friends. So that's one motivation. And another motivation is just my past dreams. When I was younger, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. That's a motivation to me. I can't let my past self down and my future self. Like, I know I feel like I'm destined for greater things. So just having that feeling of being destined for greater things, I can't let the future me down. Like, he's waiting for me to reach that level, and I just gotta stay on the grind pretty much. Like, yeah, track may not work out, but that doesn't mean it's only one path. Like, one door closes, another one opens. Just gotta stay grinding, and I'll find that I'll reach there someday. If it's like relating to my sport, you don't win track based on most events. You don't win based on sheer luck unless everybody else got disqualified. And I've seen that happen like in a hurdles race where this was in Jamaica at the high school championships, and 6 of the 8 finalists got disqualified. No, 5 of the 8 finalists got disqualified. So basically, if you ran the race and completed it, you would have been a medalist, which is very hard in the high school championships in Jamaica. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. Maybe they all hit their hurdle. Maybe 2 of them hit their hurdle. One of them DQ'd from false start or something. But yeah, even just winning by sheer luck, your time still decides your worth in track. So even if I win my races, it doesn't mean anything. I've won races in track where I didn't even feel happy. I didn't celebrate because I still ran a slow time. And the people I beat, I don't want to say they're good, but they're probably not focused on track. Like, a lot of people who do college sports, based on the sport, they might not be putting everything they have their life. They might have kids, they might be studying, they might just be doing this for fun. So even if I beat them and win my race and look good, it doesn't really mean anything if I'm not running a fast time. Like, am I going to nationals? Am I running a school record? Am I being better than myself, which is the most important one? Am I personal best? So winning a game by sheer luck really means nothing in my sport. It's really winning based on being better than yourself. Because even if I came last and I ran better than I ever did, then I'm still happy about myself. Because when you go to higher levels, you're going to find people faster. If I went to the Olympics and I came last in the finals, I'd be happy, way more happy than winning at like any random track meet that I go to on a Saturday. Because it's just a higher level, and plus obviously you get paid more. So, and then on the other end of the question, solving a physics problem, like if I could solve how to do nuclear fusion, like achieve nuclear fusion energy reactions on a controlled basis instead of just like an explosion, then that would set humanity up for like a long time. Or if I could solve like the key to genetics and how we can code DNA, like if we could code DNA exactly how we wanted to, well, that's kind of stepping into the realm of gods, because I could just code for my skin to be tougher, for my skin to be less melanin, more melanin. I could code for my hair to be taller. Like, if you could code DNA on the very basic level, like you're making that DNA strand, pretty complex. But if you could do that, there's no possibility. Like, there's no impossibility, or the possibilities are endless with that. Anything that an animal can do, now you can do it too. And animals have some very cool superpowers, like not just flight. Some animals can live forever. Some animals don't like die of old age because their telomeres like will just regenerate. A lot of cool stuff that animals can do. You should look it up. This is a big gap. It's not even close. I'd rather have a superpower based on chemistry, because like, let's just say I'm able to control atoms. What can stop me? If I can control atoms, what can stop me? That's just playing God right there. Because if you can control atoms, I can control anybody. Like, there's chemical reactions that happen in your brain that make you think a certain way. If I could control those chemical reactions in your brain, because the chemicals made of atoms, then I can make you think what I want you to think. So I could control you. Then I could control the sky, because that's just atoms reacting with each other that change that. Like, if I can control atoms, there's nothing I can do. I can make the universe however I want. I can warp reality. I can turn the laws of physics. Because the laws of physics is really just how atoms react with other atoms, or how matter reacts with each other. And matter, made up of atoms, if I can control atoms, laws of physics, gone. I can pretty much do whatever my imagination is. So, yeah, I'd rather that power. But then again, I don't really want to play God, so maybe I should go for the sport abilities and just have like some slightly better super speed, because men were not made to play God. That's an interesting question. Yeah. But first of all, there would not be special moves, because in Mario Kart they don't have special moves. They only have like power-ups, and same in Call of Duty, at least the ones that I play. There's some Call of Duties that the characters have like talents where they can, like, I think Black Ops 3 had that. I hate those Call of Duties though. I just like normal, just go out and shoot Call of Duties. But I would probably go with Usain Bolt as a character in Mario Kart, because Usain Bolt as a character in Mario Kart would, I don't know, it would just seem more interesting to me. I guess you could make a Mii fighter, like a Mii character, you look like Usain Bolt. But then again, Bob Marley as a skin, they have Snoop Dogg as a skin in Call of Duty, and that's pretty funny. A lot of people play him. I'd probably, you know what, let me change my answer. I'd probably go Bob Marley as a character in Call of Duty. I just use that skin all the time. It'd just be funny. Maybe they give him like some funny like catchphrases, but I don't know where the royalties would go to. Like, would they give his family? Because obviously he can't sign since he's gone. But yeah, and Mario Kart isn't really like real people, so it wouldn't fit in with Usain Bolt. Mario Kart is very cartoonish. You know, they use their Nintendo characters, so Usain Bolt would not fit in. So yeah, I'd go with Bob Marley as a character in Call of Duty, because that would fit in more since they already have a Snoop Dogg skin. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I've been delivered. Get delivered too.
For chemistry.
Yeah, they don't offer physics here. I have taken physics classes, but they don't offer a physics major, which is weird because they have enough. I think they have enough classes here.
They do?
Well, maybe not. They only offer like 2 physics classes. They offer a lot of math classes.
Oh, now it's mute though. Right there. Can you try to like drink it?
Mic test.
Yeah.
Testing. Mic test. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can hear
Yeah.
it in my headphones.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just putting it in layman terms, I don't understand it to the fullest extent. I'm not a nuclear chemist. I'm just a chemist. That's a thinker. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
But first of all, there would not be a special.
No.
Various theories on time travel. Were you here for the time travel part I was talking
No.
That was dope.
12 seconds later.
about? Like time, I'm like, time is not an actual place you can go back to though. I came up on this epiphany because I remember watching YouTube videos about time is not.
A few moments later.
So if you wanted to go back in time, you can't because it doesn't exist. But you could put everything back to a state it was, and then that would be the same as going back in time. And
1 minute later.
And how far you go with this, like if I put just the earth back to 2 minutes ago and keep myself constant, so I'm constant and the earth is how it was 2 minutes ago, then I would have achieved time travel. But it wouldn't be like true time travel, because if like astronomers looked out of space, they would still see a star that was supposed to be like 5,000 years ago, they'd see like 10,000 years ago. Just because everything else in the universe stayed the same, just Earth went back in time, and then Mars wouldn't be at the location it was. It's just like it would like it teleported. So if I wanted to go fully back in time, I would keep myself constant, my atoms constant, and then put every atom back to what it was, and then I would put the location of every atom that was like 10 minutes ago, and then my atoms that are in me right now are something that was weird, like 10 minutes ago.
1 eternity later.
Is oxygen that was outside just a while ago. Well, that's time dilation.
Yeah, like
that's a
it's
form of time travel, but that's not like the time travel they see in pop culture. That's